on a very special episode of Cel Damage. Will Violet finally learn of the disease that's slowly killing her? Will Cinder finally become house-trained? Nah! We'll just drive around way too fast and blow up everything in sight like we do every week. And don't forget to call in during the show and buy crap that you'll never need. Not available in all states. Cel Damage, tonight at 8.
Have you ever wondered what pure chaos is like? Imagine having to deal with Bugs Bunny or the Animaniacs. So many human characters being tormented by their law-bending shenanigans. But imagine also being a just as insane cartoon character yourself. The absolute madness and unpredictability of it is exactly what Cel Damage is. In Cel Damage, you play as a cartoon character competing in a car battle game. You must drive around the map, collecting items that you can use to shoot, slice, or explode everyone around you.
I am the queen of pain.
And only one can come out on top. What's neat is that unlike Mario Kart's item blocks, these item blocks actually show you what's inside before you hit them, so you can rush to a really good item, avoid the ones you don't want, or just run into all of them to make sure your opponent doesn't get any. As every character has their own unique special move that they can use by hitting this very detailed box. Wow, real creative. Must have taken you a long time to figure this one out. It may not seem like much at first, but that's only because you have to unlock everything. When you start the game, you only have 6 characters, 4 maps, 1 game mode, and a small handful of items. But as you win matches, you start unlocking more and more. You know those gacha mobile games where they like to make you think you're doing a lot by playing the game, but all it really gives you is barely any in-game currency, or maybe an emblem or an icon at best. And to unlock big stuff like characters or skins, you either have to play the game for days on end, or use real-world money. Cel Damage does the exact thing that these gacha games make you think you're doing. By winning matches, you unlock more items, maps, game modes, and characters. Every victory really does feel like a win. Speaking of winning, you have to win to unlock everything, and item boxes show you what's inside, so it must be a little more skill-based than most other karting games, right? So how do you get good at Cel Damage? Wait, did you just say good at Cel Damage? My dear sweet child, there is no being good at Cel Damage. This game is borderline chaos in almost every sense of the word. This game makes the Chaos Emeralds look like the Monday Emeralds. It makes Ren and Stimpy look like Full House in comparison. It makes Mr. Crocker from Fairly OddParents look like a well-adjusted citizen. It seems simple at first. In the default game mode, you must drive around the map, crash into item boxes, and use whatever's inside to smack the other toons. Every time you land a hit, you get points, and whoever gets to 500 points first wins. Anytime you die, you respawn immediately. No wait times or loading. You just drop right back in and then, oh sweet, I just got death. That's what I got. Alright, I got all 4 flags, fuck! Okay, going by the points in the top left, I'm not that far behind. You son of a bitch. This is why I say this game is chaos. There is so much going on that you get no time to form a strategy. There are 7 characters to deal with per game, and the maps are barely big enough to hold the madness. And every map has its own hazards to worry about too. So you just gotta pick up whatever you can and use it at any opportunity. Just mash the item use button. Fucking mash it. Have an axe? Mash it. Have the bat? Mash it. The punchy gloves? Mash them. Don't have an item? Mash it anyway! Every character has a default projectile that does 1 point per hit. In this game, everything counts! Yes, there are items that are better to save as they have limited uses, but by the time you even get one, you'll be sideswiped, which is probably how you're gonna die the most. And if it isn't bad enough, just remember, this game is extremely unbalanced. The axe is insta-kill, while the minigun needs you to hit a number of times before it can kill.
Let's you and me take a ride.
Physical weapons are the best, but most projectiles just suck. These items auto-aim based on what's in front of you, but if it shoots bullets, you might as well just find something else. I just can't seem to kill anything with the minigun or the helicopter, but if the AI gets a bullet-based weapon, they will almost always succeed at killing you. Is it me? Look, I have humility. I can admit when I'm a fucking idiot. The only exception seems to be the harpoon gun. That's the only projectile-based weapon I can actually get some consistent kills with.
Feel it.
The physics are also chaotic. You'll be flown all around a place from the smallest hit, or just be barely nudged from the biggest smack. Sometimes, you won't even know what just happened until it's over. It does fit the theme of the game, being cartoons, which I actually really like. There are 2 other game modes you can unlock. The rally race is their attempt to add a racing mode to the game. You have 2 gates set up in the map. There is no track, you just have to get from one gate to the other until someone gets 20 laps. Some maps, I really have to wonder why they placed the gates in such a way. For example, on the stage Shooting Stars, you're on a Saturn's ring. You'd think the 2 gates would be on the opposite sides of the ring so that we can circle around the planet. It is the stage that is most shaped like an actual racetrack after all. But no, they're just awkwardly placed almost side by side. Maybe they thought the match would take too long if they set it up around the ring? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. Lastly, there's Capture the Flag. There are 7 flags running around the map. You must collect 4 and race to the goal. If you get hit, you lose a flag. Die, and you lose all of your flags. This one's pretty straightforward, but on the stage Bohemian Raspberry, it is an absolute nightmare. All of the flags and characters just start migrating to the circle area, as it becomes just impossible to do anything. This was the stage I was pulling my hair out the most with. As soon as you pick up one flag, you're bound to either lose it or get killed instantly, and the goal is on the other side of the map too. It just makes me want to punch a baby! So overall, this game is infuriating, obnoxious, annoying, and fucking aggravating. If you're trying to unlock everything, which I did. But if you're just playing for shits and giggles, it is a blast to play through. This is not a game you should play to win. This is a game that you should play just for the sake of playing. The only time you should ever aim to win is to unlock everything, which is a nightmare to do. But once you do it, Cel Damage becomes one of the best multiplayer experiences out there. So to put it simply, if you're playing to win, you're going to hate this game. But if you're playing for fun, you're gonna love it. It takes Smash 4s for fun and for glory to a whole other level. I know throughout this entire review, I was making it seem like that I hate this game, but I only hated unlocking everything. I actually love this game for what it is. It's pure chaos for the sake of it. Sure, it's unbalanced and a little unfair at times, but it's still an amazing adrenaline rush that everyone should try. It's like Mario Party. It's just a good time, especially if you have the right people to play with. Visually, the game looks great. As the game is called Cel Damage, it is also cel shaded. All the colors are vibrant and everything has a thick outline. I would argue that this game still looks great to this day. The game takes full advantage of being based on cartoons. Vehicles will bend while turning and squash and stretch from getting hit. Sometimes the models start to break, which actually makes it funnier. It really feels like a cartoon character made this game.
I did that to Tokyo once.
The only exceptions I would say are the character animation. Some are okay, but when a vehicle gets destroyed, the drivers fly out of it and awkwardly get up and slowly run off. These guys are meant to be cartoon characters, but they don't really act that cartoony. Funnily enough, only about half the cast feels like they fit the theme of cartoons, as the other half just feel like random designs. Cinder feels like a homage at South Park and adult cartoons. Violet makes sense, as goth girls were popular in cartoons at the time, and Foulmouth is a 1920s black and white cartoon character.
You're gonna put me on the show, see? You're gonna make me a star, if you know what's good for you, huh?
Oh, not you again. You're already on the show, you moron!
But then there's Flemming, okay? A nerd, we've seen this trope before. Count Earl? I guess that works, considering that cartoons have made parodies of Dracula before. Well, like I said, it's a hit or miss when it comes to the cast. You know what's funny though? You remember Drawn Together, that Comedy Central series that was also themed around cartoons? It feels like it would actually work more if the cast of both swapped titles. The characters of Cel Damage, like Cinder, Foulmouth, and Dominatrix, feel like they would fit right in an adult cartoon, while the characters of Drawn Together seem like they fit the theme of Cel Damage better than the toons in the actual game, as each character is a parody of a different trope of animation: rubberhose, superheroes, Disney princesses, anime, 90s gross out, etc. It feels like we're in an alternate universe where they got switched up and no one noticed. Luckily, we're in a universe where Cel Damage is an incredible party game that's the definition of chaos.